Hey guys. So today we're going to be talking about home defense. But we're going to be talking about home defense specifically using the shotgun. Okay, so there are a lot of experts that say that you should not use a shotgun for home defense. And I'm not going to pretend that I know more than an expert would, or a trainer, or someone who's done it professionally. But I do wonder why they would recommend against using a shotgun, when a shotgun to me seems like it could be a very viable option for home defense.
So I looked out the door and saw that it was that man.
That man was a 24-year-old who Sarah McKinley believed was stalking her. Police say he was armed with a 12-inch hunting knife, and he wasn't alone. Detectives say he was with this friend. The duo was trying to break down the door.
I got the 12 gauge and proceeded to walk back to the bedroom with my son.
I'm here by myself with my infant baby. Can I please get a dispatcher out here immediately? Okay, hold on.
Since she lives in the middle of nowhere, that would take a while. For 20 terrifying minutes, she waited as the intruders tried everything to knock down her door.
The noise of the busting of the doors was worse than any part. That was the scariest. Wondering which time he hit it was going to be the time that he got in.
The second he broke down the door, she shot and killed him. His alleged accomplice ran away, but later turned himself in.
So what I want to do today is I want to take some of the reasons that they say you should not use a shotgun in home defense. But before we do that, I actually want to take a look at some of the tools that they do advocate for and see how they compare to the shotgun. So the way that we're going to do that is by shooting stuff. If you've been around this channel at all, you know that I like shooting things that actually have a reaction to kind of give us an idea of how one thing compares to another. And there will probably be people down in the comments section that says, oh, well, da-da-da-da-da, that's not accurate or whatever, and that's okay. That's not what we're doing it for. We're just trying to get a visual representation of energy transfer, and we use different targets to do that sometimes. Today we're going to be using one of my favorite foods, and so it's kind of heartbreaking, but we're going to be using hominy. I know this isn't going to represent a real life scenario unless maybe you happen to run into a rodent of unusual size.
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
Is that maybe has a belly full of corn, but it's what we're using today. So let's get started. First up, we're going to be shooting a handgun. We're going to be using 124 grain V crowns, and we're going to be shooting that out of a 6-hour P320. So obviously, if you get hit with that, you're going to have a really bad day, right? But notice that it wasn't a really huge reaction, but that's still obviously a very good choice for personal defense and for home defense. Okay. So a lot of experts will advocate for using a larger handgun in a home defense situation where you're not having to carry it on you per se. So we're going to step it up to a 10 millimeter. Again, we're going to be using V crowns, but this time this is a 180 grain V crown, and we're going to be shooting that out of a Glock 20. Okay, next up, we're going to be shooting a 5.56, just a regular old full metal jacket. This is a 20 round magazine. We have only one loaded up in it. This is probably everybody's, including my favorite home defense tool. So let's see how it does. Okay, so that leaves us with the lowly shotgun. Obviously, those other three choices are phenomenal. That AR-15 with the 55 grain full metal jacket obviously did a lot of damage, but the other two were completely adequate for defending yourself and defending your home. So what about the shotgun? There are several reasons that trainers and professionals recommend against using a shotgun, and we're going to go through those reasons now. The first reason is that they're so long that they're hard to maneuver if you're going around corners trying to find some sort of evil that has invaded your home. This is going to be a lot less compact, and it's going to be harder to move around in those kinds of scenarios, right? Another one is that they say that they're hard to reload, that they're slow, they're hard, and in a stressful situation trying to jam shells in here is going to be a lot slower than if you're just loading a magazine in an AR or in a pistol or something like that. And while that's true, I would argue the facts that with enough training and enough practice, you can get really good and really fast at pretty much anything you try. So the three reasons are they're long, that they're hard to reload, and the third reason is that they're low capacity. You can't put a lot of ammunition into a shotgun. So I think the counter to all of those arguments is the AR shotgun. The AR shotgun is going to be about as long as any AR. It's going to be quite a bit shorter than the Stoger that I just showed you. It's probably 8 inches shorter than that Stoger. It's magazine fed like all ARs, and so you can load these up. You can load these up beforehand, and then it's just as quick and as easy as changing out magazines rather than trying to fill a tube, right? And as far as low capacity is concerned, you can actually get 10 round magazines for this Landor Arms AR-12. So you can have 10 rounds in the magazine, 1 round in the chamber, and so you have 11 rounds that are going to shoot essentially, each shot is going to have approximately 9mm bullets at a time. So talk about capacity. If you have 11 times 9, that's a magazine full of basically 99 9mm bullets. But what is its effect on target? So today we're going to be shooting just standard old double-aught buckshot. Let's see what this does to that same target. So there you have it. Again, I'm not a professional, I'm not a trainer, but in my mind, the AR-15 shooting a 5.56, or for me, better yet, a 300 Blackout, absolutely an amazing home defense tool. But the shotgun, especially if you can get one that's magazine fed, if you can get an AR-12, which are becoming really popular, I just think that's, if not the second best, it's tied for best. Maybe it's 1 and 1A, AR-15 versus AR-12, if you will, or 12 gauge shotgun, magazine fed. But why don't you guys tell me what you think about it? I think obviously the effects on target are great. If you have to choose one weapon, or if you have to choose one tool, I think the shotgun's the way to go, especially in an apocalyptic scenario. You can use this to hunt small, medium, maybe even some big game. You can use it to hunt waterfowl, turkeys, rabbits. So if you're trying to put food on the table, bring food back to your family, a shotgun is a good way to go. Plus you can use it for self-defense, home defense, or defending your territory. If you have to choose only one gun, I'm not so sure that the shotgun isn't the way to go. If you have options, the AR is great. If all you have is a pistol, obviously a pistol is going to work. If all you have is an AR is going to work. But even though the experts say that you can't use a shotgun or should not use a shotgun for home defense for any other reason than to get to a better gun, the reasons that they lay out, I think, are all answered by using an AR-12. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have any questions down below. If you wouldn't mind liking this video and maybe subscribing to our channel, I would sincerely appreciate that. Until next time, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you then.